Hi students, parents, teachers. This is Miss Chate again. I'm a teacher at Desert Trail Elementary with Gadsden ISD. And today, Tuesday, I will bring you the second lesson of third grade English language arts for week 2 of our remote learning program. So let's get started. Today, Tuesday, students will determine the main idea. We will learn what is the process that good readers follow to do that, okay? So our objective is students will determine the main idea of a text using explicit details from the text. So the first thing that you have to do is refresh and activate your background knowledge. For that, we are going to review the text features and yesterday's projections. Remember, you had to use a graphic organizer to write the prediction and confirm at the end if you were correct or not and how you knew that. What was your evidence, right? So after you have done that, you have to reread the text once or twice, whatever is more helpful to you. So for that, in my example, remember we're going to use the same article. When you read your text, you have to make notes. You have to highlight. Those are good techniques that good readers do. So for instance, you can use a sticky note to write down your ideas. You can highlight. You can underline. Those are just some techniques that we use, right? So let me give you an example. On my text, I make sure, let me fix this here. Okay, this is a little better, I think. So on my text, I make notes. I use sticky notes. I underline. I circle things. I write notes again. Those are some of the techniques I use to process, to work with the text that I have. Now, Miss Chate has different types of underlines. I have my straight underline for good facts that I find as I read, but I also have a wavy underline. And those I use for more important ideas that I find. Those are those perhaps convey with better words. Maybe they're shorter as well. But those are usually ideas that I underline when they're critical, when they're very important. However, the most important of all the notes or annotation or markings I've made on a text are my own written notes. There's nothing like your own production, like your own words to help the mind remember what we did. So when you write your own ideas on the margin of a text, those are the best aids you can give yourself to remember what a story was about, or to remember what was the important idea of that section. So I would strongly recommend that you do that. They're also important because you write it using your own words. That's very important. Make sure you do it with your own words. There's no point in rewriting the same sentence the author wrote on the side. That's why the underline is for. But when you write it on the margin, make sure you're using your own words, okay? Another tip I want to give you when I make my annotations is I circle things. I do circles and ovals for good vocabulary. Maybe I find a good word that I didn't know, and I circle those so that I can add them to my repertoire of vocabulary, right? So those are some good things to do, okay? So after you have read your text once or twice, you go ahead and think about what are those details telling you about the text. In other words, what conclusion do you come to based on those important details that you have highlighted or those important notes that you've written on the side? For instance, in my text, I highlighted 2 areas and wrote also 2 notes. Those notes are the 2 important details in my opinion. For instance, since this article is about seeing what you normally don't see, one of the ideas I selected says that making a video of a session captures elusive practice, which means that it captures activity that is easy to miss, okay? And the other idea I wrote is that videotaping helps you analyze interactions in great detail. So I think that what is the main idea altogether based on those details? For me is that videotaping a session is a powerful tool because it helps you capture things that are easy to miss, and they let you analyze those sessions in great detail. That's the main idea of my text. What you're going to do now is do the same, but with your text, treasures in a pine cone. So for that, you're going to use a graphic organizer. These are just some samples. You can use something your teacher gave as well. You write your main idea and your details. These are not Miss Chatte's projection. These are things taken off the internet, the great place, right? There are many other examples you can find, or you can use something that your teacher shared with you. Okay? And so remember, say it in your own words, okay? Well, thank you so much. Well, thanks a bunch for giving me your time again. I'll see you tomorrow.